Hi, okay, so now that we have worked with some of our data and looked at how immigrant students are doing better or worse in different types of schools, one of the things we might want to look at is how that is happening in countries. So one of the things you'll want to do is learn how to make a map. And in order to make a map, you need a geographical variable. So you need something somewhere in your data that tells whatever piece of software or tool you're working with, what country or what state or what county or what district or what region or what opzilla you are working with. For this example, we're going to use Tableau, and Tableau can, if you tell Tableau the name of the country, then Tableau can map your data. So the data we're working with does have a geographical variable called CNT, which is short for country. And so we could try and double click on CNT, and then it will ask you what geographical role you'd like. So since CNT is short for country, we want to say country. And then you'll see a little globe appear beside country instead of a letter or a number. The number sign means it's a numeric variable. The letter sign means it's a letter variable. So let's drag it over here, and you can see now it is the list of country codes. And let's tell Tableau over here on the Show Me tab that we'd like it to make a map. So we'll click on the map, and unfortunately nothing comes up. It has 73 unknowns. So let's click here, and we want to edit the locations. So it's going to tell us that that these locations are unrecognized. So what we're figuring out is that Tableau is not set up to understand country codes. AUS, AUT does not mean Austria and Australia to Tableau. CAN does not mean Canada to Tableau. So that's very easy. All you need to do is find somewhere that has these country codes in it and has an accompanying column or row of data that has the name of the country spelled out. For me, one of the easiest ways to do this is World Bank country classifications. I like working with this because not only does the World Bank have a list of countries and country codes, it'll also tell you how those countries are classified by region, by income, and by lending, in case you want to look at what are the patterns of immigrant students in different regions of the world, or what are the experiences in different income sectors of the world. So just go here, World Bank country and lending groups, and you can download the data in an XLS format. So let's go ahead and do that. And then we will use the data command in Tableau and import a new data source. And we'll tell that it's an Excel data source. And I have called it World Bank Country Classes. So here it is, and you can see that it is all ready to go. It has a country code, as well as the name spelled out, as well as the World Bank classification for region, as well as the World Bank classification for income group. It's important to make sure that you're using the most recent version of this because the World Bank reclassifies countries all the time on a regular basis. So make sure you're using the most recent one, or if you want to use a historical one, make sure you're using the one you mean to use. So back to our failed map here. And so the CNT did not work on its own. So what we'll do is we'll drag these things off the website, and we will go to our data set from the World Bank. And you can see here that it has a variable called CNT, and it has another variable called country. And that country already has a little geographical symbol next to it, because when Tableau was importing it, Tableau was smart enough to see that that was in fact a country code. So let's see if we can drag country over. We can. Oh, we get a little map. That's very, very cool. So let's use the Show Me and say that we want to make a map, and this time you can see that Tableau can make you a map because it recognizes the names of countries. So now we have kind of a base map. It doesn't have any information on it other than where the countries are. But we can get information by using the country code variable that exists both in our World Bank country data and in our PISA data from NITE. So since both of these variables are labeled CNT, Tableau notices that these names are the same, and it gives us a little link button. So if you click on this link button, the link will turn red. And now Tableau behind the scenes is matching these two data sets, or joining them along the variable that exists in both data sets called CNT. So now we can take, say, our math score and drag it over to the color. And remember, we want average, not sum. And as simple as that, we now have a map of the average math score in each of these countries. And you can do things like edit the color of the map if you don't want the map to be blue, if you want the map to be red, green, gold diverging, you can try that. There's a lot of pros and cons about the red, green, gold, but you could choose anything you want, and you can also choose custom. If you'd like to make your own colors in Tableau, you can go ahead and make your own colors in Tableau. You want the whole rainbow, you can make the whole rainbow in Tableau. We'll go back to green, gold for right now. And the green numbers are where the math is better. And this map, since it's in Tableau, can be published online and made interactive. And right now we're looking at a map of the math scores. However, since our story is going to be eventually about the difference between immigrants and non-immigrants, we can make maps that show the differences, or maps that show areas that are improving. You can make a map with almost anything you want in Tableau. There's also lots and lots of great online map making tools. We can include some of those in our course resources, and R, which we'd seen before, also has very advanced map making capabilities. So you can make these maps in any tool that you like working with. The key to making a map in any of these tools is getting some kind of data that has the geographical information, either the country name or the county name, or if you're working outside of the United States or working with very specific stuff, you'll want to have the latitude and longitude. So often the data set that you're working with that has the information that you're interested in, like the math scores and the immigration status, often that doesn't come with latitude and longitude, but that data is almost always available online. There are extensive open GIS. GIS is the name for mapping data. There's extensive open GIS data catalogs online. So if you Google what you're looking for, then make sure that each of the data sets has a variable that is got the same variable name and the same contents in the variable. You can link those two data sets, both your data set of interest and the geographical GIS mapping data set. You can link them in Tableau, in R, in almost any of the other tools, and you can make a map that shows your data.